Hello, my name is Sheldon, and welcome back for another episode of HoI 3 in Black Ice as People's Republic of China. So, in previous episode, we managed to get some troops into Formosa, or Taiwan, as it would be called these days. And yeah, we're actually gaining some ground there. I'm hoping that we can actually conquer the entire island, although it might be a bit easier said than done. We did also gain a decent bit of ground in Manchuria, and we did manage to push a little bit further in Korea, although right now we might need a bit of rest. We are going to be getting quite a bit of buildings in the next few months, and then we'll get another corps of infantry in September. That'll be quite handy, but let's get things rolling again. We did also... Oh, right, actually, that reminds me. We do have our situation down here. Oh, Victoria, who now... Ah, there we go. We're going to leave one of these behind. Two of these behind, actually. I'm going to start sending some of these in, then some of these in as well. So we'll start just pushing the enemy back as much as possible, and getting some more ground. Oh, right, they had another combat, and we won that. So over here in Indochina, we'll take one of these divisions. This one, that will give a support attack, and the other one is actually just going to go around the enemies and maybe even cut them off. It's not necessarily going to take that long, mind you, but we'll at least give it a bit of a try. But we have more troops heading down here as well. And over here we are under attack, but I think this is not going to be too difficult. Yeah, no, that's just a garrison attacking. So there should be a relatively easy victory for us. We do have another infantry division, well, naval infantry division over here that could probably go ahead and push into that plan. And then we can allow, once we get over here into Buriram, we can start pushing towards the airfield. Speaking of which, we've got some more troops in here. Maybe we'll send another light infantry division over here. So now it's 3 versus 1. We've got some more troops heading down south. Oh, and there we go. We won that battle. Manjiang was a victory. Are we... The mercenary infantry could probably give a bit of support attack. Maybe we'll start attacking the mountain forest over here, just to make sure that the enemy can't just start resting. Plus, right now it's just the headquarters in there anyway, fighting, so it should be relatively easy combat. And then that, I believe, is going to be... Oh, if we get there, that's going to cut off these troops. And that'd be quite handy. Let's also go ahead and send in a bit more reinforcements in... Mostly we're going to focus on this one first. Because, yeah, that one's impassable. We have not started really doing a lot of bombing runs on the headquarters over here yet. And the new close air support that we got needs to get a lot more manpower... Or not manpower, organization, sorry. Oh, and manpower, we... one. Rangefinder equipment, there we go. And single-engine fighter projectile, aha. Now, I believe we are quite a bit behind, well, a decent bit behind in, well, a little bit behind in these plane technologies in here, so we'll start researching some of that. Because we've got way too many texts already in queue, so it's going to probably take a little while. We did also get the, right, so that's something that we can cancel for now. There's artillery fire control techniques that would be quite handy, but that is also 1943 tech, so we don't need it quite yet. We are... Okay, supplies are running a little bit low. It's probably just a lot of supplies are being pushed everywhere. I don't think that's the main issue. I'm sure that overall it will still be mostly fine. I'm going to send another one... Actually, I'm going to send a division over here into Huzhang. Or Huzhang, yeah. Over here to hold back the enemy. We're trying to do a counterattack in here, but that's not going all that well. Although I suppose we could send a mountaineer in there. It's a mountain province anyway, so that'll probably make quite a difference. They got some, we do have some armor in that unit. Armor 13, of course, we've got plenty to pierce that. Oh, and there we go. One other combat, and of course we are already moving in here. So in theory, might be able to overrun these. Especially, also some more troops over here that might get overrun. I mean, this one's going to be arriving in... few days, so there's a good chance that we'll overrun them. Alright, so this was just a support attack, I guess, so I can send it over there. There we go. Hey, civil defense, is that ahead of time? Kind of, yeah, we can drop that from the list now, so only 240 texts to research. Only. It's still quite a few. But yeah, now that we've cleared out the northern section over here, we've got quite a bit of troops actually that are able to... Let's move them down here to Xinjiang. We've got the motorized division over here, just waiting until we've dealt with the enemies in here. Now, the organization is being gained quite slowly, partially because the infrastructure isn't all that great. Of course, having the larger airbase would also help, I suppose, but we've got already quite a bit of constructions going, so it's going to take a while before we get all of that sorted. Alright, so how are we doing in Taiwan? Aha, right, let's just go ahead and start attacking into Taichung. There's the headquarters over there that are looking ready to shatter. We're attacking the garrisons in here. I think that's not necessarily going to go all that well. We'll start with that attack. They'll probably do a counterattack, but that's fine. Yep, they do a counterattack. Alright then, we got the oil refining now to level 3. That's good. We still need to get a few more techs before we can get the advanced resource substitution. Not necessarily something we need too badly, but it would be kind of useful to have nonetheless. As an option anyway. Oh, well, there we go. We're pushing further in here. Hopefully we can actually break through some of these. Well, I mean, we've already gained quite a bit of ground in here, so I'm not too concerned about it. We got another unit in here which, well, it can move down there soon enough. And the flanking mission, well, slowly gaining some ground. Also, I suppose the enemies are a bit low on organization over here, so it should be relatively easy to push them back. There's not that much defenders in there, luckily. And then Taichung, we are, well, definitely fighting in there. Oh, there we go, payment received. Actually, how are we doing on resources, or strategic resources? If we have a look at over here, we have a shortage for nickel, rubber, molybdenum. We could probably get some copper as well, to be fair. Or chromite. Actually, chromite is not a bad idea. Buy that from the Soviets. We're going to try to funnel as much money to them as possible. Speaking of Soviets, oh, right, we got that one. So, yeah, they've managed to take... Oh, they've actually managed to break out of Crimea now. And they're still holding the Stalino. I think they did lose that at one point, but they've retaken it. And they've pushed the Germans back quite a bit further west from Moscow. Leningrad is still holding. I wonder how long they can actually hold in there. Yeah, no, that's actually going surprisingly well for them. And now we're hopefully breaking through there. So Thatlan is currently under attack. We got another unit heading in there. Oh dear. Oh, no, actually that was good. We sank another Japanese convoy going to Formosa. So that's brilliant. Meanwhile, the attack on Wonsan seems to be going fairly well, and the enemy does seem to have a bit of lack of supplies there. And we did... Oh, there we go. We did cut off these, so that's a whole lot of enemy units that just got utterly destroyed. That could use a bit of rest. We got probably... Well, some of these can start moving south. And, well, that doesn't seem like we need to go for that one quite yet. But yeah, there's a lot of troops that can start heading down south. Actually, start redeploying some of them to Korea. Because we are going to need a decent bit of troops down there as well. Sooner or later. But yeah, if we can cut these enemies in Korea, or if we can reach the Songjozon Bay, that's going to be cutting off a lot more divisions in here. We're having a little bit problems in this particular combat though. We do have the close air support, which does have range for that. Let's go ahead and give them a bit of hell. That will probably feel pretty decent. Oh yeah, that's some pretty decent damage actually in there. And they're retreating. Oh, machine gun cannon combo advance. There we go. And Nungnim. There's a victory now, so yeah, we're going to be getting in there. And, well, a lot of these units are not really ready for combat again, but that's alright. We might be able to utilize some of these troops to attack into Huzhong. We did have the combat going in there previously, but then we decided to pull back from that because it was not looking too good, although it took a while. But yeah, if we attack with 3 divisions, we can probably go ahead and divert our close air support in there to break the enemy faster, and then we might be able to attack into Hamhung. Then they'll still have a port over here, admittedly, but that's not something that we need to worry too much about. So, how's the battles in Taiwan going? Our defense seems to be going fairly well. The garrison is going to shatter itself, I reckon. And the attack against the militia, well, they do have a little bit armor in there. So it might take a while, but I'm sure that we'll slowly but surely destroy them. We've got our submarines over here. It was mostly in case they were sending out their battleship out of there. But they did not, so I'm just going to go back in here for now. We do have one more unit over here, but that's probably not going to be moving too much. I want to make sure that we have the port secure. Speaking of the port, though, we could probably go ahead and get a bit of air bases in there. And maybe another naval base, just in case. What do we have? We got the camouflage design. Okay, there we go. One thing about the camouflage design tech there, it doesn't have the pop-up, so it's camouflage and notification. I don't think it's intentional, mind you, but it's just there's limit on how many techs they can have giving pop-ups. Oh, right, there's the warrior division. Now, to be fair... Oh. Ah, right, they're doing bombing runs over here. Well, I'm sure that we can still hold them back. Especially one of the things that I could probably do. Let's see if the defenders in Orang are... Okay, that's a little bit stronger than I expected. What I could do is maybe break the infantry battalion over here instead. Or let them do a counterattack and then we wreck them. That's also a possibility. And then if we can get to the Soviet border in there, that'd be brilliant. How's the close air support in here? Still needs quite a bit of organization. Now, I suppose getting more air bases over here probably would help, and also getting some infrastructure over there would probably help even further. But most of the troops are now heading south. I suppose we could probably go ahead and sell the armored division down south as well. Currently we got a little bit... Oh, right, so we are actually holding back in here. How's the battle for... Oh, they've got another unit in there. Well, that's not good, but we've got some more troops that could maybe join in that. Also, let's go ahead and give a bit of support attack from yet another direction into this combat. We do need a bit less reinforcements currently. But yeah, now they've got minus 24% from... Actually, minus 24.6% from the penalty. And the ground attacks. I think this is going to be a victory, and then we might be able to cut them off over there instead. Maybe if we cut them both in Wonsan and in Hongwon, we can then capture the port in Hamhung and destroy all the defenders in there. Some of them might shatter, mind you, but it should still be fairly effective combat for us. Okay, it's going to be a time for a counterattack very shortly. There we go. Let's take a few of these. I suppose we could take the other two and start attacking across the river. We'll send one of these attacking across the river as well. They have one unit in there. But here's the thing. If we are going to get across the river here very, very shortly... I mean, the enemy... Yeah, there we go. There was no real combat. Then we can I'll give some support attack from that side of the river, as well as start attacking towards the port, and maybe clear out the border province over there, so we'll get most of the border already under our control. Oh, there we go. Victory at Dalat. There is enemy units moving through here, though. I suppose this one could start heading down south. I'll just go ahead and make sure that you just stop there for now, until we figure out what the situation is. We have gotten some more reinforcements in here. That is just mostly headquarters, though. We're going to go ahead and attack there. Oh, there we go. Our defense held. And I think we are going to get across the river. We do have a few more units over here that could probably be moved further south. That one could probably rest for a little while. These kind of need to rest for a little while. And the motorized division owned by, or commanded by Taz needs to rest for a little while as well. We do have the infantry tank division, well, for the mercenary unit that we have, which I believe would be still in Mukden. Yeah, so this one's going to get the rest of the division in due time. Oh, and small caliber tank cannon and machine guns advanced. There we go. So we're going to get the light and medium armor designs again. Advancing. So let's... Oh yeah, there's a 1941 ticks. I think I want to go put the light armor design at least up the list. And I suppose we would probably put the medium armor design. Are we getting the assault guns? I don't think we are. Wait, time on target? Ah, right, we can't actually reset that now for some reason. Oh well. I mean, technically speaking, even if it was there, it doesn't matter too much, but it's just reducing the number of approaches that we have, so it looks slightly better numbers for us. We are still recruiting a lot of officers, but I think we can probably start reducing that recruitment down a little bit again. We'll go for like 17.5 leadership. So there's still going to be about 170 officers per day. But it's slightly more research as well, which will be quite handy. And we are going to be getting several techs soon enough. So actually, what is our light armor again? Right, it's just generic. And then we've got T-34, M41 as a medium armor. There we go. A heavy armor is, I think that's T-35. The infantry tank is just generic. Well, not exactly the best infantry tank, to be fair. But we are researching the next level for it, are we not? We are, okay. So eventually we'll have some better stuff. Let's all keep on rolling. And by here, we're kind of under attack right now by some enemy bombers. We did win the combat in here. I suppose we've got a unit in there, so we could potentially just attack the airfield. Just to keep them busy. We can also take one of these to give a support attack into Hierzen. So that envelopment penalty might already make quite a difference. And now they're having to pull back their planes away, so that will help us a little bit further. There's not too much of defensiveness or defensive troops in here, so let's go ahead and start attacking there. These two can't really help with the combat, though. Oh, and that one needs to pull back. Let's go ahead and send in another one to the southern direction, so we'll have a bit more troops in the combat. If nothing else, at least we can make sure that they don't just redeploy through that area unopposed. So it's oh right, so this one's in a pretty bad shape. I'm gonna call that from the combat. I'll call that one back from there. How's the close air support? Still gaining organization very slowly. Now, to be fair, from Harbin, no, they would not have enough range, unfortunately. Now, they are going to be getting a lot of upgrades over time, so that will help with the range. Because if we have a look at... Oh, there we go. We won the airfield. Actually, unsuccessful. Well, I didn't expect that to happen. So 205 is with these current ones that we have in here. So 205, that's too far away. So yeah, it's just going to have to be in here. We'll need to clear out that one before we take Busan, but that's something that is probably not going to happen quite yet, mind you. So we've got time. So how we're doing on... that was Philippines. In Taiwan. The attack going into Taichung is at least ongoing, but one of these needs to pull back from the combat. So it's just going to be one set of units attacking and one set of units defending. They might actually push us out of here. So I'm going to send the reserve unit in here. And then we can, once it's there, we can send the 9th Division back to Taipei. I do wonder if I should send in, like, once we get the new core, if I should deploy that in for transport into Taiwan instead of sending it to Northern Front. Because Northern Front has shrunk quite a bit. At least the front width has shrunk quite a bit. So we can probably clear this out with just the troops that we have in here now. We'll have the mercenary infantry give a bit of support attack in there. We'll send in one of the infantry divisions, clear out the border fort over there, and then I suppose we can send in 2 units down to the next airfield. If we can clear out all the airfields, that's going to be brilliant. It means a whole lot less bombing from the enemy. That's not to say that it's going to be 0, but it's going to be less. Definitely reduce, so we can hopefully clear out... Oh, right, so this one's currently surrounded. I think, well, we could just let them stay there for a little while. Oh, there we go. We did actually win a combat in here. There's still 2 units attacking Kaizong. But one of them is going to have to retreat soon enough. Right, so how we're doing in Indochina in the meanwhile. So we're slowly pushing through here. But it's very slow. We could potentially start attacking in there, but there's 2 divisions in there. I don't know if we'll be able to fight them off properly. Maybe. Let's go ahead and attack the airfield in here, though. Oh, they are actually pretty low strength. And there's a whole lot of headquarters in Saigon. So we'll go ahead and probably give a bit of support attack with this one, actually. Right, so the Marine is probably not going to last very long in that combat. Speaking of Marines, there's another Marine over here. That was in pretty good shape, actually. We'll probably give a bit of support attack from here. I don't know how well that's going to go for us. But we'll give it a try. Ah, there we go, Barams. And then let's go ahead and attack in here. We'll hopefully dislodge yet another Marine division from the Japanese. Ooh, there's a bit of a counterattack happening. But yeah, we've got some troops in here. Let's go ahead and send in one of these. And these. And that one to attack the next airfield. Although we are starting to be a bit far away from some of the headquarters. Yeah, this one's a bit far away. Redeploy that closer. And the other headquarters are a lot closer already, so that's not going to be quite as big of an issue. There we go, that plan was a victory. I suppose, yeah, there's not that much defenders in the airfield in here, plus they're having some supply issues. Now, to be fair, our supply situation isn't the best either, partially because we are actually having to transport quite a bit of the supplies through the inland routes over here, which can't transport all that much currently. There's also, well, there's a small bottleneck over here, which we are going to be building up the infrastructure over time. But right now, that is about it. Hopefully we can break down the enemy units defending in here soon enough. We'll probably exchange one of these units to join the combat instead. Over here, the counterattack is a little bit painful, but I think we can probably send in some more troops down that way. And these are already in the combat. There is quite a bit of fighting in there. There's also quite a bit of fighting in the air, or the port over here. But I think we can probably break through there. Walls on. There's only one unit defending now. Ooh. Oh dear, manganese shortage. Well, that's not good. Do we have... we got the money, so we could probably just buy some more. We could also build a nylon plant. Oh, and synthetic rubber production. Oh. Well, that's going to be good. We've got some crude oil, so we can set that up. And then, let's see. So the nylon plant. There's a lot of metal and energy and money and supplies. We got the energy, and to some degree we got the metal. We got the money, and we got the supplies, so might as well. It's going to cost us a little while, or it's going to take a little while before it's built. But that is going to be quite handy once we actually have it. And then we managed to buy some manganese, so let's have a look at the trade in there. I suppose Soviets will do. There we go, so that should get up back to neutral at least. For a little while. How's the defense over? Oh, that is actually going to be a victory soon enough, I reckon. Now, to be fair, Alberta's not really in a shape to start attacking quite yet. But I think with some of the other things, we can then start, or with the other infantry division over here, we can start doing counterattack. Especially, oh, there we go, victory. And these are going to be arriving here shortly, so what we can do is we can have at least one of these units attack down south, and then the infantry unit over here attack. Actually, the infantry unit could probably already start the combat. The enemies are not really in a good shape, there's only headquarters really defending. So we might be able to get to Suwon. Let's go and give a support attack. Actually, no, you're just going to move in there. There's a lot of headquarters in Seoul. Actually, let's go ahead and send another unit to attack into Wonsan. So that's going to be envelopment penalty, I think. Actually, no, it's not going to be envelopment penalty. But regardless, there's more firepower in there. Without any river crossing penalties or anything like that. So it does help the situation. And we are going to be getting... oh, right, we just got another infrastructure. We're going to get another one in 2 days. How is our construction practical, actually? It was about 3. Okay, it's still 3.1, so it hasn't increased today yet. It might still do. Or get a little bit of an upgrade, at least in there. And how we started... oh, there we go. We've cleared out the enemies there, so we can go ahead and send our close air support somewhere else. I might actually send it down to Xiamen. It's probably slightly better infrastructure. It's got a much better capacity for the airfield. And we're about to get the reinforcements in here. So I'm hoping to break down the defenders in Taizong with the close air support. Now, they won't be able to start fighting or doing the sorties immediately, but I'm sure that we can get that sorted. And now that we can clear out the border over here, that's going to be yet another problem sorted. Also, I think I should probably mention is I did use console command to clear out the provinces over here because there was no partisans available in here anymore, or like a partisans that we would have to worry about. But of course, to get back these provinces would have taken a whole lot of operations and a lot of buildings of infrastructure and all that, so it wasn't really viable. So I just used the console command to switch them back because the British had already destroyed the partisans. We got partisans of those, they've got another one over there. And looks like Singapore is actually still holding. And Java has mostly fallen, although I think there's been a landing over there recently. Could be like Australians or New Zealander troops. And looks like the Japanese have finally started to get a bit of a foothold in Philippines. Very slowly, mind you, but they are starting to get at least something in there. Right, I'm going to go ahead and retreat this division back already in there. We are going to get some reinforcements here shortly enough. And the planes have now arrived. South Africa wants to sell us some fuel. I don't really need fuel from them, I'll be honest. I mean, you know, we could have more fuel, but we're not really short on fuel right now. There we go, manganese neutral. Naval build time is reduced again. And armor build time is reduced. And machine gun positions for the landing craft. Speaking of which, we are actually going to get some of the landing crafts soon enough. And the 3rd of August is going to be the first one. And also, oh, right now, that's next year. We'll start getting some of the cruisers. We're spending quite a bit of industry on building ships, to be fair, and they're not really helping too much right now. But it's just, if you want to be able to build a fleet, then you need to start building a fleet early. Oh, well, there we go, victory at Taichung. There we go. The close air support in here is... oh, no, it doesn't have the range to attack in here. From Taipei, we would probably have the range. Or Taichung. I don't know how large of the... it might actually be level 4 in there. If that's the case, we will probably send in something in there. So we do have the convoys going to Fuzhou, or between Fuzhou and Taipei. And then bring in some resources back from the island. Actually, oh yeah, there's pretty good productions in here. Plus they built all the buildings in there. Okay then. I forgot about that. Now, to be fair, there's quite a revolt risk and all that. Although there's a little bit of... it's not actually that bad revolt risk. 2.5%. But it's still pretty rough overall. I think it's actually taking the military government and all that. Like, it's not necessarily taking the suppressions and all that fully in account there. But regardless, we're at least getting some ground there. We are defending in 2 provinces, which this one's actually looking a little bit rough. We should probably send in some reinforcements there. Or we'll need to retreat some troops soon enough. Let's go ahead and take these 2 heading down south. And then, of course, these 3, we can probably go ahead and redeploy in here now. They managed to regain their organization. I think Taz is also ready to move down this way. And then Iliescu is slowly clearing out the remaining pocket there. We're not really doing too... Oh, there we go, steel production. And Battle of Wonzan was for a victory. Oh, brilliant. So we will be cutting off the enemies in here. So that's already going to be 3 separate sections with enemy troops in. So one of those is just 1 garrison, so it's not really that big of a pocket. The northernmost one over here at the Soviet border, but it's still better than nothing. So the second CAS is now getting... oh yeah, it's getting organization so much faster. Oh, and there we go. We did get to Wonsan. So that's... well, his commandos are currently defending in there. He's probably going to be able to hold it for a little while. We've got some reinforcements heading in there. And I suppose some of these troops... give it a bit of support attack in here. Just so that we can break the enemy... Oh. This one's going to have to retreat. So, oh, they brought in more troops in here. Okay. Now, the good news is that they have only a very small port in here, which we might be able to take soon enough. Speaking of which, do we have... Oh, yeah, we've got some more troops in here. We'll send some of these attacking across the river directly, and then we set the rest of them across the river. This one's going to have to pull back. But we'll keep the fight going on for now. Also, how's the light bombers doing? So they are... Oh, right, they don't have a target right now. We could probably go ahead and wreck the enemy in here for a little while. Then maybe the Marines over here, and then how we're doing on the push south. We're taking a little bit of casualties in here, but I think we are going to be able to... Oh, Taizong is under attack. There we go. And this one's probably going to hold. So is that... oh, tungsten. We've got 8 tungsten. We're going to force selling some more. Right, so that one's retreating. Over here, it's not too bad. So is that level... It's only level 2 airfield. Okay, well, I suppose... How much can we... We can transport a decent bit of supplies in there. I'm going to go ahead and... well, we'll need to do a rebase, unfortunately, but we'll rebase there. I want to break the eastern attack first. As soon as possible. I'm going to put in the ground attack. We'll actually go ahead and put in on the aggressive. Just to wreck the enemies in there. So we're going to hold on to this. So we could maybe do a counterattack afterwards. And then gain some more ground in here. Oh, there we go. We are winning again on the western airfield in here. Ah, we actually gained that airfield now. And a major victory in Shizan. Oh, there we go. Oh, and... Oh, this is not looking good. We might get pushed back over here. At least briefly. Do we have any more troops available? Not a lot, unless we start shuffling some of these eastward. Which we probably could do, mind you. But yeah, the situation could be better. I suppose we've only got 1 division attacking in here. Well, we are going to get a second one soon enough. Plus, I suppose we could potentially, especially once we win this combat, we can move the light bombers maybe to bomb the enemies in here. Or there. Or, well, one or the other at least. Technically speaking, we could just give an order to cover both of those. Oh, there we go, Victor Taizong once more. So that's, we're at least digging in, well, we're trying to dig in there, but they're attacking quite frequently, so the digging in is, oh, right, they're attacking with the units without any organization. Well, of course they are. I'm gonna probably just hold in here for now. We did get the close air support at least in the vicinity. They still need to get a lot of upgrades, mind you. And we also need to get a whole lot more reinforcements. We are... Ooh, we're going to get another industry in 2 days. That'll be quite handy. So I do see that we are actually, unfortunately, out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.